In this video, we are going to review the top questions for how to relieve lower back pain that we get asked in the clinic. Listen in. Hi, this is Ranahan from Bodywork Sports Physiotherapy in North Vancouver. And today we're going to talk about lower back pain and some of the questions that we get asked in the clinic, some of the most common questions and how we can help you with that. So one of the big questions that people ask when they come in the clinic are, how do I get rid of low back pain? Or how do I get low back pain relief? My back is killing me. Well, the first thing that we need to ask is, what brings on your pain and where is it? Sometimes people will have pain just centrally in the low back. Sometimes they get some referral into the hip. What brings it on? It could be movement that brings it on. So when I bend over, my back hurts. And that helps us to discern what types of things might be going on. And we want to know if it's musculoskeletal, meaning if it's coming from the muscles, bones, or joints, or if there's other things that are maybe a factor. So basically, when you come in, we ask a bunch of questions to help determine the nature of the pain, where it's located, and what brings it on, and then we can help give you more specific advice as to what's happening. So if you're having low back pain and it's not resolving, I think it would be a great idea to set up an appointment and have someone take a look to give you more specific advice about what you can do, because there's many things that we can do. Sometimes simple things about posture and how to stand more neutrally, not letting yourself sway forward, how to bend, simple techniques that we can talk to you about. So for more information, check out our website at www.body-works.ca. One of the main questions that we get asked in the clinic is, how do I get low back pain relief when I'm sitting? Or how do I get low back pain relief when I'm driving my car? So basically, one of the things we look at, assuming that you have low back pain with sitting or with driving, it would be indicative of some kind of trouble with how you're sitting. So either how you're getting to sitting or how you're sitting positionally or posturally. So one of the things that we would look at in the clinic is to try to determine how you move and how we can help you to move better. So a simple tip that we can provide you in terms of trying to resolve back pain when sitting is, how do you get into sitting? So if we look at how you sit in a chair, a lot of times people will sit this way and be a little bit rounded and flattened through their back, which puts your back into a very rounded or flexed position. And this is not a good position for the discs of the lower back. There's a lot of compression with the discs. So one of the simple things we get people doing with sitting is thinking about bending or hinging at the hips and bringing your hip behind you, so when you sit, your buttocks will come back and allow you to seat back in the chair, and then your back stays more upright. This is one simple tip that you can do to work on getting a more neutral spine posture while you're working. Now, if you have a computer chair, you have to be a little bit careful to look at your work distance also. So when you're sitting, again, reminding yourself to sit deeply in the chair so your hips come back, and then rolling yourself into your work surface and working at your work surface so that your spine can stay neutral throughout work. Because often we can sit well, and then the minutes we used our arm, we get into a slouched posture. So if that happens, keep resetting your hips back in the chair and sitting nice and tall. A similar thing applies to driving, because we have our one foot coming onto the gas pedal, and when that happens, it tends to pull us into this slouched posture. So if that's happening, bring your chair in closely, try to keep your hips back in the seat, and then when you're driving, you should be able to do it and maintain your hips and your spine in a more neutral position. So that's a quick, simple tip to look at how you're sitting, and hopefully that gives you a little bit of low back pain relief. I think for more specific information about your injury or situation, you should probably have it assessed. So give us a call or check out our website at www.body-works.ca for more information.
Hello, one of the questions we deal with here at Bodywork Sport Physiotherapy is, how can acupuncture help to relieve back pain? There are a few different ways that this can occur. The first style that can be especially good in the acute stages of back pain is traditional Chinese medicine acupuncture, which basically uses needles in a variety of acupuncture points around the body. It can be really helpful to act on the pain response and inflammation that typically occurs in the beginning stages of back pain. As you get into a little bit later stages, and depending on the cause of your back pain, we often use a technique called dry needling, or another technique that's very similar called IMS, in which we use acupuncture needles to directly affect the muscles that are giving you trouble and causing spasm and tightness in your back. And this can often have quite a profound response on movement patterns and pain levels almost immediately. Back pain, however, is very complicated, and so the best way to use acupuncture to help with back pain is really to be assessed first by a qualified physiotherapist so that they can tailor it best to your needs. Thanks.
Hi, this is Ranahan from Bodywork Sports Physiotherapy, and today the question that we're going to answer is, how can yoga help low back pain? This is a question that we get asked in the clinic. Should I be doing yoga? Will it help resolve my lower back pain? And this is a tough question to answer on a video such as this, but sometimes it can be very helpful. Now, there are cases that people shouldn't be doing that. If there's any disc trouble or any pain with bending, then you definitely have to be very careful with it, because there are a lot of sustained bending poses. And some of the poses in yoga that we use in the clinic, you could do something even such as a forward fold, where you're just getting a decompression through your spine, only as long as you're able to get into a nice flexed posture without pain. And in this position, often we let the head dangle and the arms dangle just to work on some decompression with breath. Now, you don't want to necessarily hold flexion for a long period of time, because it can create some trouble in your lower back. So in these cases, when you work into this forward fold position, there'll be a bit of a hold, and then you want to work on activating the muscles with a breath out and slowly coming up, thinking about coming up one vertebra at a time. So there's a few poses in yoga that can be helpful, but as a general rule, you may need some screening to determine that flexion or bending poses are good for you. And also, some of the poses in yoga that they do are very rotational or stretching in nature, which can be very good for opening up mobility. But in the lower back, it can create trouble because the low back is not designed for rotation. So if there's any pain at all doing any of your yoga poses, please hold off. Have someone take a look, like a physiotherapist, to assess it and determine what are the best poses for you. And if it is helpful, then yoga can be a great tool with all the breathing and stretching work to help release and lengthen some of your tight spots and relieve pain. However, just be sure that it's good for you. For more information, check out our website at www.body-works.ca. One question we get asked a lot in the clinic is, how do I relieve lower back pain with exercise? Or how can I get rid of low back pain naturally? Exercise is a great tool to help relieve back pain. And sometimes just being active, like going for walks or keeping moving, helps to keep your natural endorphins and a little bit of physical endurance, and you'll feel better. But more specifically for back tightness, there are some tools that you can use to help with low back pain. So I've had questions about, can I use my tennis ball or a pressure point ball to help release tension? And the answer is yes. So when we use something like a pressure point ball, this is a pressure point ball, it's got a little bit of a squish to it, or a tennis ball is much cheaper, and you can use this sort of device and put it into tight muscles to help release tension. So when we put the ball behind you at the wall, you can basically put it in between the spine and the wall and lean back to give a little bit of pressure into the ball. And first off, just doing a little pressure point, if you have a really tight spot, just lean in. It might feel a little bit sore, it shouldn't really be hurting a ton. And just do a little bit of pressure trying to get it to relax. Then if it starts to relax, you can do a little bit of rolling using the ball up and down the wall to try to help release tension in the muscle. So as long as this isn't increasing your pain, it's a good tool to use one of these small balls to help relieve low back pain. The other thing you can do is sometimes we do some exercises with a big exercise ball to help work on strength and mobility. So there's a number of exercises that we can do. Unfortunately, on the video, it's hard to show you what to do. We need to know more specifics about your situation. So give us a call to set up an assessment, and we can show you a few exercises to help relieve low back pain. Or check out our website. There's many videos and references there for your use as well. It's at www.body-works.ca. We hope this has helped to answer some of your questions about how to relieve lower back pain. For more information, check out our website at www.body-works.ca, and we look forward to hearing from you or helping you resolve lower back pain.